Life sucks sometimes. Ups and downs, twists and turns, a lot we can't predict. We often feel happy and sad on a whim, allowing our emotions to be affected by the things around us that are out of our control. The ancient philosophy of Stoicism has something that can help with this. Amor Fati. Amor Fati can be roughly translated as love of one's fate. It is a philosophy of living that seeks to embrace life with all of its ups and downs, all of its beauty as well as its flaws. It hasn't just been found in Stoicism, but also even within some of Nietzsche's work. When we await or desire an outcome, we might begin to feel anxious. The thought of not getting it might be unsettling, and the same goes for wanting something to not happen. This is because we focus on outcomes. Embracing the process and whatever outcome may follow may just be the key for this. But it doesn't mean you just sit and do nothing. It means you make the best out of every moment at what fate or life throws at you. View this change as an opportunity. Let's look at an example. Your company restructures. There could be two potential outcomes here. Number one, you could keep your job or get a promotion. That's great. Let's make the best out of this situation. But in another not so fortunate situation, you are fired. Well, good riddance. I'll work hard and look for another opportunity which may be even greater than my previous position. The key point in both scenarios is that we have outcomes from a situation which we can't fully control. How we respond and react to this situation, this outcome, after having done everything we can do, is key. You can sulk and fall into a pit of depression after losing the job, or you can embrace this fate, embrace the opportunities and the situation that has been thrown at you. It has happened, so what? It wasn't your fault, you can't change it. Like, take what you have and go and do the best that you can from that situation. Tying our happiness to outcomes is destined to fail. We can't always control or ensure an outcome. Happiness is relative, and you'll often find that our idea of success does not define or fulfill our expectations of happiness. Amor Fati, this love of fate, has really personally helped me in the last year. For those of you who don't know, a year ago I was living and working in Moscow, Russia. And during this time, of course, a war broke out with Ukraine. And from the point when Russia invaded Ukraine, everything became uncertain for me. My job became unstable as it was tied to my visa, and my ability to remain in the country with my friends and the people that I've got to know, as well as essentially my life, suddenly became very uncertain. I was forced to return home shortly after this, and suddenly I find myself in a position where I am jobless, my long-term girlfriend is still in Moscow, any small amount of savings that I had are trapped in a Russian bank account, and I'm essentially at point zero again. Now, approaching this situation, I had to say to myself, yes, this is a really shit situation, but I accept it. It doesn't mean that I do nothing, it means I make the best out of the situation from this point. I'm going to play the hand I've been dealt, to get back out there and search for employment, take a career switch that I've wanted for the last 2 years. And that's exactly what I did. And what started as an awful, terrible year where I had so much anxiety about the future ended up being one of the best years of my life. Of course, things didn't work out exactly the way I wanted them to, but that's life. There is so much we can't control. Accepting the things that we can't control brings us so much more power into our lives. It gives us a sense of control over what we can do. The same way when you're in the passenger seat of a car or you're on a plane, you understand and you accept that you're not in control of that vehicle. So you might spend the time listening to some music, doing something else, something that you can do. Do this with life. So the next time you're anxious about something, do what you can. Recognize what is within your control, and as for the rest, embrace the opportunities, the twists and the turns, the ups and the downs of life, and you will feel so much more happy for it.